Ever found yourself locked out of your car? That sinking feeling as you realize your keys are sitting pretty on the driver's seat while you're left stranded outside? It's a situation far too many of us find ourselves in, and it's never convenient. But what if we told you there are ways to get back behind the wheel without a key? Yes, you heard it right. Today we're diving into the world of emergency car openings, exploring 20 different methods that could potentially turn your day around. From the tried and true to the downright unconventional, we're leaving no stone unturned. We've got you covered whether you're an everyday car owner or an automotive enthusiast. So buckle up and get ready for a ride into the unexpected world of unlocking cars without keys. We promise it's going to be a journey worth taking. Stay tuned as we walk you through each method. First up, the shoestring method. Imagine this. You've got a shoestring in your hand. Now, tie a slip knot in the middle of the string. This loop will act as a lasso. Slide the shoestring through the corner of the car door and maneuver it so the loop hooks onto the vertical lock. Then simply pull up. Voila, your car door unlocks. This method is particularly effective on cars with vertical locks, a simple yet effective method, isn't it? Next, the classic coat hanger trick. Picture a sturdy wire coat hanger. Now imagine bending it into a long rod with a hook on one end. This crude tool can be gently wedged between the window and the door frame. With a bit of finesse, you can maneuver the hook to pop the lock. However, this method requires caution. One wrong move can scratch your window or dent your door. The coat hanger trick, old but gold. Moving on to the plastic strip method. This technique involves using a thin, rigid plastic strip, sliding it between the car window and the door. With a bit of finesse, the strip can be maneuvered to push the lock from the inside. It may take a few tries, but with patience and gentle pressure, you'll find the sweet spot. It's a simple yet surprisingly effective method, proving that sometimes the most basic tools are the most useful. A plastic strip can be more handy than you thought. Now let's tackle the rod and screwdriver technique. For this method, you'll need a flathead screwdriver and a slim, sturdy rod. Gently insert the screwdriver in the door gap near the lock and apply a bit of pressure to pry it open slightly. Be careful not to damage your car's paint. Once there's enough room, slide the rod in and use it to press the unlock button. It's a little tricky, but with patience, it could be a lifesaver. Ever thought a tennis ball could unlock a car? Well, it's a method that's been around for a while. The trick is to make a small hole in the tennis ball, then place it over the car lock. Using your palm, you push the ball, creating a burst of air pressure that theoretically forces the lock to release. However, this method's effectiveness is highly debated. Some swear by it, while others deem it a myth. Quite surprising, isn't it? Next on the list, the inflatable wedge. This tool is a true lifesaver when you're locked out. Imagine a deflated balloon. You slide it into the door jamb, then pump it up. This inflates the wedge, creating just enough space for you to insert a rod. With a bit of maneuvering, you can hit the unlock button, and voila, the door opens. It's a method that proves not just effective, but surprisingly gentle on your car's exterior. Inflatable wedges, not just for door installation. When all else fails, it's time to call a professional. That's right, folks. Sometimes the best tool in your arsenal is a phone. A professional locksmith has the right tools and the expertise to handle any lock, even those advanced locking systems that seem to defy gravity. So if you find yourself outmatched by your car lock or if all other methods have failed, don't hesitate to dial up a locksmith. Remember, professionals are there for a reason. Now that we've covered all the methods, let's summarize. We've journeyed together through a wide array of techniques, all geared towards helping you access your car when your keys are nowhere to be found. Each method has its strengths and, of course, its weaknesses. Let's review them one more time. Our adventure started with the shoestring method. It's simple, it's accessible, and it's surprisingly effective on older car models with pull-up locks. Just remember, it doesn't work with newer, button-operated locks. Next, we delved into the classic coat hanger trick. This method requires a little more finesse and patience, but it's a reliable choice for many types of cars. Just be cautious not to damage the rubber seals or the paintwork. We then explored the plastic strip method. This technique is a bit more modern and works well with cars that have push-down locks. The key here is to have a strong, thin plastic strip that can slide between the door and the frame. Fourth on our list was the rod and screwdriver technique. It's a little more complex and requires caution, but it can be a lifesaver, especially for electronic locks. Just remember, you don't want to damage your car in the process. The tennis ball method followed, It's a bit controversial with mixed results, but it's worth a try if you're in a bind and have a tennis ball handy. The idea is that the air pressure created can unlock the car, but it's not guaranteed. Next, we inflated the situation with the inflatable wedge technique. It's a non-destructive and professional method, but it does require special tools. Lastly, we discussed calling a professional. This is the safest and most damage-free method, although it may not be the fastest or cheapest. In conclusion, each method has its place, and what works best depends on your situation, your car, and the tools at hand. Remember, these methods are for emergency situations only, and you should always try to have a spare key available. With these tools in your arsenal, you'll never have to worry about being locked out of your car again. So, how will you tackle this situation the next time it arises? Indeed, being locked out of your car is an inconvenient detour, but now you've got 20 different ways to navigate it. From the shoestring method to the coat hanger trick, or the more advanced rod and screwdriver technique, you're all set to become a master locksmith in your own right. But remember, these methods are for emergencies only. And of course, there's always the option of calling a professional. It's the safest, most reliable way to get your car open without risking damage to your vehicle. These pros have the right tools and expertise to get you back on the road in no time. So, don't let a lost key ruin your day. Instead, take a deep breath and remember the techniques we've covered today. Practice them safely and only when necessary. Remember, safety always comes first. See you in the next video.